Hi everyone, thank you so much for tuning into my tarot channel today. My name is Paulina and I have a reading for you. If you wanted to book a personal reading, you can email me. I'll put my email below. I do pre-recorded or Zoom for 45 minutes, $45. And you can also email me for one free question if you have any interest. Okay, so this is a past, present, future reading, which I like to do sometimes, and I'll probably do anecdotal parts for it. And some of the energy that I'm getting on the collective is I'm just thinking of Dionysus for some reason. I don't know why, but that may be like an archetype that you're relating with. Maybe you're like partying a lot, or maybe you like wine, or you are in a sort of celebratory place. Maybe you're spending time in nature. Dionysus is a Greek god who sort of would have these parties that were, I guess, orgies, but also like just supposed to be about ritual and I don't know, you can look it up. But I recommend the paintings of Dionysus by Caravaggio. That feels important because Caravaggio spent most of his life, or a good deal of it, in hiding because he killed someone in a duel about asparagus, apparently, in a marketplace. And so that's why his paintings are all in the dark, because they're done in basements, which pretty much anyone who's done any art history would know. But I feel like since those paintings have such a high contrast, there's something in your life that you're seeing with higher contrast right now, higher intensity, and you may have also felt like you're in a time in your life where you're in less than ideal circumstances, such as Caravaggio, who was, evading this asparagus situation. The distant past is a relationship. This is somebody that my guides are telling me, and your guides are telling me that this was like a destined meeting. And they're saying something about, this is so interesting that this is coming in. There's this book of scary stories. I think it's just called Scary Stories, and it's actually kind of a famous book from when I was a kid. And it's like a chapter book for young adults. And there's one story about a girl who ties a ribbon around her neck, and she has this boyfriend, and then he's like always asking her why she's wearing this all the time. And then when the end of the story, it's just kind of a stupid kid story. Like, she takes it off and her head falls off. So, it's not Halloween, but I don't know. Maybe the person I'm watching has like a gory sense of humor. Like maybe you like horror movies or like stuff like that, or gross Halloween stuff. I don't know. I'm probably attracting people like that. But also, I feel like maybe you were in a situation where you felt like, I'm hearing off with their head, like, when King Henry's wives would, all 8 of them were like beheaded. Maybe you feel like you've been, like, someone's sort of like just taken your head off in some ways. Maybe someone has like outsmarted you, or not. If that's not the case, then maybe you've outsmarted someone else. Or maybe you are seeing the full story of someone's reality in some sense as time has gone by. It's sort of like the head can be representative of just like what we see at first, and then like there's so much more underneath the body. Obviously the head is, I'm also thinking of the so the head falling off could be symbolic of like some new, truer identity that you're learning of this person and of yourself. And then also I'm thinking of how you only see like 10% of an iceberg and 90% of it is underneath the water. Hanged Man reversed. You don't like being in this situation that you're in right now. It feels like uncertainty and limbo, and it feels like also being forced into Christ consciousness, which is hard for you. It's hard. I'm feeling that it's hard for you because the main thing I'm hearing is turn the other cheek. I feel like you may be in situations where you're having to turn the other cheek, and that may be against what you were, how you used to do things in some ways. And then we got the star reversed. That's the future. So it's not like a bad omen, but it does mean that the future has to do with some difficulty with, I want to read it here as connecting with spirituality. And let's get some contextualizing cards. What does Spirit want us to know? You've been in a situation that was intense and had a clear ending, and it was causing you mental anxiety before it ended. And also the ending caused release and letting go. And what's hidden from the viewer? What's hidden from the viewer? What's hidden from the viewer? What's hidden from the viewer is that the viewer is coming out of a period of dormancy, sort of like springtime happening. And as that's happening, you may be realizing things about past relationships, is what I'm being told here. So I don't know if that was a romantic relationship. Maybe you're realizing from the past that maybe you're realizing like, was not what you wanted. It was something was good, and then you were left in suspension with this person and you came out of it. And then also, this can also mean like not a good community with this person. Like it's not a good, there's a community of two people. That can be a community. That's enough. It's not a good communal situation for either of you. And also this person was making you feel out of touch with your own abundance in some way. Sorry, I wanted to get another what's hidden from the viewer. Page of Pentacles. So there is going to be some opportunity upcoming. I don't know if it's financial or a job or money offering or new housing or even just like a new relationship. And you're not seeing that it's going to be powerful. And also right now it's hidden from you, like how, like it sounds like you're looking for you're looking for something to change your situation, because we got the Hanged Man. And it's also like you're somehow blocked from finding that right now. Spirit, what's this block about? Spirit, what's this block about? Because it seems like I want to read the reversal of the Page of Pentacles as actually a big opportunity that could like change your life. And so what's this block about here? Knight of Wands. So you need to connect with some passion. I don't know if that means like dating or like even exercise can be Knight of Wands, something vigorous. You need to like get, I'm hearing the Gloria Stefan song. What is it? Oh my god. No, I'm hearing a Madonna song. I'm sorry, I'm a child of the late 80s, early 90s, or I was born in 1987, so I don't know. Get into the groove, you got to prove your love to me. Okay, I guess that's the Spirit's way of raising my energy vibration, because now I can connect a little more, because I'm making myself laugh with my stupid 80s singing, but I feel like you're being called to get into the groove and to prove your love to me. I want to say that that's like, actually Spirit is saying like, oh, you want, like Spirit's saying, show us some passion, like show us some energy, like of what you want, get into the groove. You got to prove your love to me. Boy, I think it's boy, you got to prove your love to me. It's like, you need to get into the groove. And I don't know what that means. There's also a book called Flow State by some, I think it's Eastern European psychologist or psychiatrist, who writes about just like getting into flow state for, it's like a brainwave state for creativity or for productivity or for a number of things. You may want to try some meditation, I'm being called to say. So I didn't ask a question here, but we got the 10 of Pentacles and Ace of Cups. And so like there is some abundance coming here for you, I'm seeing, and some stability financially, and maybe a new home, or enhancing your home and being in harmony with the people in your home, and also just flowing more with life, feeling more creative, feeling more like in love. But yeah, so Spirit wants you to like prove your love to them, actually. Prove your love to life. Prove that you're excited. Show some passion for our compassion is what I'm hearing. Okay, show some passion for our compassion. So that means that actually Spirit has been watching you and guiding you and helping you. They're the ones who are being compassionate in your life. Maybe not other people, but there's guides and energy with you that's, you know, they're helping you a lot. Maybe it's just impulses, or, you know, a hunch, but I'm seeing that you're being guided out of a lot of tricky situations, and you have been. So it's kind of a funny song. Let's see if Spirit wants to tell any more jokes or songs, or okay, I'm seeing Clifford the big red dog. So you may have been in a situation where you felt like you were like too big for the situation, and it maybe in an environment where you were like, you didn't fit in. You literally didn't fit in the space energetically, but also physically. And also this can have to do with empaths getting pushed out of environments that become, you know, once their energy levels rise, they may just naturally be pushed out because it's too toxic. I think the viewer is contending with what are you contending with? I feel like there's something you're twisting and turning over in your mind. I'm almost seeing like a kebab on the grill going round and round. So it's like you're going over all sides of something, also like a Rubik's Cube. Let's see what that is. It has to do with something that made you feel disempowered, and also poor, made you feel like you're not financially abundant, made you feel like you either couldn't find work, or like the work you were doing wasn't satisfactory, wasn't working, wasn't yielding a profit. Okay. I want to know though how this all relates to this relationship that we had in the beginning. That it seems like you've gotten distance, and you realize that it was at one time positive, and you're honoring that, but now it's like negative. I want to know, I feel like that's part of maybe what's affecting your thought process here. High Priestess. Yeah. I'm gonna close the reading, or the cards there. Sorry, I have to get my dog some water. Daffy, let me get you some. But you may need to like just, with the High Priestess, there may be one or something that's more sensitive than you realize. And with the Aquarius reversed, I mean the star reversed, it's like, you know, it's like that person, yeah, okay, my guides are telling me that like the person that you were interacting with, that it ended negatively with, okay, they were like going through some very intense personal issues, like emotional stuff and life stuff and crazy stuff. I'm hearing topsy-turvy, and it became like survival was the most important thing. And so I think that they maybe abandoned you, or you felt abandoned, but also actually this person, you know, I don't think it's a good thing to go back to this relationship. I think it was a learning situation for you to learn, not to waste your energy, but to realize when somebody is not able to reciprocate. Yeah, so I'll just do some confirmations, which is like where I use my subconscious skill to get some info, to get, you know, whether this is your reading, I'll do some dates, some names, some colors, maybe, I don't know, something else. And if any of this makes sense for you, like maybe it's someone you know, or is it your birthday or someone else's very important birthday or number, like, or your favorite color, you know, or any of this stuff makes sense, it's just confirmation that this is for you, and I'm tapping into your subconscious. Okay, so, okay. I'm seeing somebody named John, Jonathan. Somebody named, N name, Nicola, Nicolette. Somebody named Maya. Okay. I keep getting names with the letters Z, so if in your first and last name. I'm also getting the names Will, Torrance, Michael, Alfred, Jonah, Sarah, Sarai, Annie, Anna, Audrey. Okay, and then I'm also getting the name Elizabeth and, sorry, something with an F. I think it's Fiona. Okay. I'm also getting the name Bill, specifically. I'm seeing an image of a cat, so someone watching may have a cat, and your cat may have a cat castle or a scratching post, and I'm seeing that your cat actually needs a new scratching post because there may be bacteria on there from all the times that they scratched, and it may be just time to change it. Also, your cat wants you to know that they tune into your moods, and they know when you're, you know, they know what you feel, and they're grateful. I know that sounds silly, but I can tune into animals. And your cat wants you to know, like, they're protecting you. I know that sounds also silly, but it's what they want to say. Okay, and so I'm also tuning into, let me just close my eyes for a second. Someone in Ireland, someone with Irish heritage watching, someone with English heritage, like, maybe parents from Britain, Scottish heritage, someone in Scotland is watching. I'm getting also just like a Welsh viewer, someone with a Welsh name. Someone also from, sorry, I didn't mention this, like Basque, like a Basque heritage maybe. Okay, someone with Italian heritage, and Greek heritage, someone with, I'm sorry, it's not every heritage, but it is a bunch of specific heritage. Someone with Eastern European heritage, okay? Okay, and I'm getting, also just more locations. Someone in Boston, someone in Jamaica Plain specifically, someone in Maine, somebody in Tennessee, someone in Alabama, Mississippi, Virginia, a couple people in Virginia watching within the next year. Okay, I'm also seeing, I keep seeing light up California, and just, also now I'm seeing Portland, maybe somebody from Portland watching here. And Las Vegas, that's new. I haven't had anyone from Las Vegas watching, so cool. That's or that area in general, desert area, Albuquerque. Okay, I'm actually seeing the Grand Canyon as a symbol for whoever's watching. Maybe that's an important place, somewhere you want to go, somewhere where you've been. And I'm also seeing it as a symbol for your life. I'm seeing one reason is people live in the Grand Canyon, so any place is inhabitable. But also, there's a Grand Canyon between you and a past version of yourself here. And also maybe you've put space between yourself and some toxic situations or people. And also, a canyon has an echo. I feel like there's maybe some echoes here happening in your life. Echoes of old people, old situations, and maybe you're actually thinking, when I said before you were thinking over and over, like Rubik's Cube, I think you're just, that is just that you're going over old situations. And the thing is, right now, you have to realize they're not happening. I know that's hard for people who are holding on to issues that are unfair, issues of injustice, but the reality is none of those things are happening right now. That's what I'm being guided to say. I'm getting the number 777. I think that's 4 sevens. So that's 28. So this adds up to 1 in numerology. Okay, so it's really, it's like you're in a time of being on your own, but you're also in a time of new starts and new beginnings. Spirit's saying that you think there's not going to be anything new for you, and like you're at the end of your rope, or maybe you've had all the cool experiences and now there's like nothing. No, there's something fresh and new coming on the horizon. And I'm just going to stay with my sight and look at your auric field and your energy and do some astral projection. The first thing I saw was a chain. So I feel like whoever is watching feels chained to something. I'm also seeing these chains made of gummy. I don't know if you like candy, if you've been relying on sweets right now. That means the chains are like, they're breakable. You can get out of this. And I think the chains are self-imposed in some ways. And I also feel like the chain, I saw it around someone's forehead, so it feels like a mental chain. I think that you have to open your mind to some new ideas. I don't know what that means for you. It could be letting go of something that you're holding on to. It could be thinking of new ways you could live your life, thinking of a new job, a new place to live, a new relationship, thinking of solution-oriented, instead of looking at this problem and crying. Maybe sometimes we are tired or whatever and we do cry and it sucks and it feels better to let it out. But then sometimes maybe we get to a point with our abilities that we see the situation, we see the variables, we see the possibilities for how to solve this problem, and we remain calm. And I feel like that's what you're doing in your life right now. And yeah, for animals, I'm seeing a leopard specifically, which I do think they live in the Amazon. That is special for me. I think jaguars and leopards. Okay, I'm seeing jaguars and leopards. So the jaguar, I feel like that's like my grandmother coming in, because there's jaguars in the Patagonia, and my grandmother was from Argentina, so she also had a jaguar car. So the jaguar I'll do the jaguar first, then the leopard. In South American native cultures is sort of like a symbol of regalism, like specialness, being like powerful and just like, ultimate force. So the jaguar is with you, that energy of like just extreme power, like don't waver. I'm feeling there's someone who's like having maybe some thoughts of not giving up, but just like, what's the point in life? And the jaguar is with you, telling you like, you can do this, you can come out on the other side, and bringing you strength, giving you strength. And then the leopard is really about fitting in to these environments, or more like not in a way where you have to conform, but like a camouflaged lizard or something is also what I'm seeing. Leopards are incredibly fast, so are jaguars. I think that you've had to move through things quickly in your life, and you may have been also forced into a time of digesting what's happened. Okay, and so let me see what else, if there's anything I can see here. I was gonna say, I was channeling a song at the end of when I was talking about the jaguars. I won't talk about it now. I am hearing Blinded by the Light now. I think that's Gloria. Is that Gloria Stefan? No, that's not Gloria Stefan. Okay, I'm hearing Blinded by the Light. That's like a song. Revved up like a douche into the motor of the night. Okay, I think that you've been blinded by the light of actually a new person. I'm hearing now at the end of the reading that this newness has to do with a new person, and also or you may be meeting them soon. Like they made you see things differently, and you also don't feel like you're like maybe worthy or good enough to be with this person, but also you feel like this person will be blinded by your light. Okay, that's how it works. It's like reciprocal. This person is like blinded by your goodness, or your like need to be a good person, or your kindness, your energy field, your auric fields that is of the light. So blinded by the light, hold on to that with the Jaguar energy. Blinded by the light. And this person's will be revved up to meet you, and it will feel very different from this old relationship that I think you're healing from still. And I am sending you channeling from Saint Agnes, Saint Germain, let's see, who else is here? Saint Francis, patron saint of animals, seems important to mention. I think connecting with animals can be important for you. And just showing you my prairie stone, which is, I find it really good for just mental balancing. I recommend it. It's a beautiful purple stone, just for sort of grounding when your thoughts feel all over the place. Just holding it in your hand, and even just looking at that color purple can be super healing. And I am sending you the violet light of healing, which transmutes energy and brings it to goodness, which transmutes all pain and suffering in the body, and brings light and joy and peace, and transmutes pain to joy.